Hypomania is a mild form of mania. From the perspective of others, you may appear to be more energized than usual. But for the actual sufferer, there is actually much more going on. It can cause excessive thoughts, faster but not rapid speech, insomnia, a change in appetite, a higher sex drive, the desire to spend money, flight of ideas, and all the other symptoms associated with actual mania, just on a less severe scale. But on a lesser scale for the sufferer, not in general. For many, it does not impair their regular life or schedules, but for some, the issues it causes can affect your life and work. Insomnia is the best example. If you don't get regular sleep, you cannot function to your best ability. Hypomania can cause a person to be agitated, and if you add 2 to 3 days of no sleep on top of that, you have a completely different problem. Hypomania has no concept of time and is not a respecter of person. It can begin with a trigger or without. Do not believe what you read on the internet. No website, no matter how accredited they are, has a full understanding of bipolar disorder and the accompanying symptoms. Not even the best doctor and psychiatrist have a full understanding of this disease. The more a doctor behaves as if they do, the less you should trust them. A good doctor will admit it's impossible to have a complete understanding of this illness. Having a few episodes of hypo or extreme mania should not warrant a bipolar diagnosis, because unfortunately there are other factors that can cause mania in people. However, anyone with bipolar will experience this state of being a few times a year to a few times a week. It can last for several days. Despite what you read online, misinformation is the biggest enemy of the mental health community. People will read one comment on a random social media post or a few paragraphs of a Google search and convince themselves they have a full understanding of a disease they don't even have, and will then start making the same random comments, hence spreading the wrong facts to even more people. Bipolar individuals know what they experience. Sometimes they need support from family and friends. But if that person has convinced themselves they know this illness and the sufferer says something that doesn't fit their narrative, it could result in the loved one thinking or even saying to the sufferer that they're wrong. They must be exaggerating. They're just a drama queen or an attention seeker, meaning the next time the sufferer needs help, they have one less person they're willing to reach out to. Which explains in part why the rate of people with bipolar doing the unthinkable is so high. I have experienced sessions with psychiatrists who have been treating mental health patients for centuries, but still have the inability to understand what a sufferer is actually experiencing. They will go by the DMS instead of what the person in front of them is saying. Hypomania is welcomed by some, but it is also loathed by other sufferers. If you care for a person with bipolar, or any illness, be it mental or physical, you should always take to heart their description of what they are experiencing. Do not carry with you a concrete understanding of bipolar when you have never spent a day in a bipolar head. Symptoms and the severity is always different from person to person. The only way to understand what you loved one or patients are experiencing is by listening to them. This has been another Spew from Bipolar Me. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp.
Did I say subscribe? I can't remember if I said subscribe. You should probably subscribe.